our president went missing, according to the Democrats and to the left. When was the cabinet meeting? On Wednesday or Thursday? I can't
I think it was
remember.
Wednesday.
So Trump holds a marathon cabinet meeting of 4 hours on Wednesday. And then I would say I came back online on Saturday, maybe. My microphone's possessed. Do you guys see it keeps
I
moving?
did.
I think I came back online on Saturday and I saw that trending on X was, where is Trump? Is Trump dead? And I'm like, wait a minute, or Trump's dead or something like that. I'm like, what is going on? So if you guys were enjoying your holiday
I
over the
was.
Labor Day weekend
I was.
and you did not know, there were many Democrats, progressives, and I'm not even saying like, yes, it was predominantly in the weird corners of the internet, but major outlets and publications have now covered it and are now kind of like winking at it. So, like, for example, I have a clip here from CNN that played over the weekend.
Stop
So,
right
who was
there.
speaking
Yeah.
was a former White House, like, she was in the White House. She was with the Biden administration. So, this isn't just some like frivolous person on the internet, like the compilation that I have of the bunch of nutters on TikTok that
Mhm.
were speculating about Trump, which I have to play for you guys later because it's so ridiculous. But we're talking about like major publications are talking about this.
Mhm.
CNN did it this morning. Politico on Politico's playbook had a whole section about it. It says, in case you missed it, the president's week-long radio silence, well, apart from the never-ending stream of social media pronouncements, an hour-long interview, yada, yada, there was a frenzy with a non-significant number of people convinced themselves that Trump has secretly passed away. It said Trump will not be announcing, this is about today's announcement from the Oval Office. They say Trump will not be announcing a shock diagnosis, health scare, his immediate retirement this afternoon, aides insist. In fact, today's announcement, which is in quotes, will be focused on defense, according to the playbook. And then also they mentioned that Trump posted Sunday evening that he's never been in better shape. In better shape. So it's not just the weird online circles. This made its way into the mainstream media where Democrats, progressives, liberals, everybody. I mean, even had Tim Wolf this today or yesterday making a comment about whether or not Trump we might be getting news that something's happened to him or he actually might be dead. And even Chuck Todd did an entire segment on this. It has gone from he's dead to maybe he's dead to maybe he's just really sick to we all know he's very, very ill.
Well,
And
and there
it's
were
just
some
a matter
images
of
going
time.
around too that were like that were trying to show like something like a growth on his head or something, and then they were like AI enhanced. And I want to hear what Amanda has to say about this, but I will mention the gal in the first clip talking about how this is not transparent. Like, look, lady, this is the most transparent president we've ever had, and he does not owe you like a shout out every single day. He's the president of the stinking United States of America, and he's handling like a million things. He doesn't need to pop out every single day and be like, here, I'm alive for like your validation, for your like Substack articles or whatever it is you want to fearmonger people into believing. And I'll just say, I don't think that the people, not just on TikTok, but these major, legacy media outlets, I don't think that they could make it any more clear how much they want something bad to happen to the president if they said it out loud. Like, it is
Yeah,
so obvious that this is what they want, something bad to happen to him. They want him to be sick or have something, they were even like, talking about how JD Vance made some kind of statement a couple weeks ago or whatever that he has to be, ready for any type of event that could happen. And they were broadcasting that. So I think it's really gross. And it's super obvious that they're hopeful that something detrimental happens to the commander in chief.
for sure. And I think it's very different from what, like, when it was Biden, everybody was concerned about Biden's mental acuity. And
Mhm.
a lot of people would cite it as this is elder abuse to be dragging him around and like basically forcing him to be president.
Yeah.
Versus when we hear the Democrats speaking, their wish is that he's sick or that he's possibly dead. And I just think those are two completely separate situations. And to
Yep.
compare them as if they're the same is incredibly dishonest.
Yes.
There was
But
never
you've
a
been
time.
on you've been on the TikTok circles over there, like, I saw you do a post over the weekend. How has it been over there?
Well, so, okay, I have a couple things on like, okay,
Share.
they started this is a social media native thing, where on in the Free Press did a big thing about this. I have been following this for a while because I don't even know how this pops up on my feed sometimes on TikTok, but it's called the 4 AM Club, and it's this psycho woman who says that she was awoken at 4 AM the night of the election by a spirit guide. This is all very
Yes,
new
okay.
age, I think satanic, weird worship,
Agreed.
devil, whatever.
I'm like, yes.
It's like it's astrologers and spirit people, I don't know, and they're being told that Trump is very ill or that the election results are gonna be overturned. And so there's this big conspiracy aspect of it. It's like, we know better, we know something's coming. And so they're like using astrology charts and they're like tracking,
I actually
you
have
could be sick here.
yeah.
You have a clip of
Yeah, I
this?
have a clip. Let me
That's
go ahead and play this so people can get some context of it for those of us
Yeah,
who
because
are
it's
those
a
who are
little out there.
watching. And it's a compilation because it's not just astrology.
No.
Are
it's
they?
like QAnon for Democrats.
It literally, it's blue and on.
Yeah. Blue
Oh my gosh.
anon. I like that.
Viral text Trump. Go ahead and keep talking. It seems like I don't
Oh,
have it, but I'm gonna download it. So keep going and
okay.
I'll come in with it.
So it's these people. And they are convinced, so at first they all were awoken at 4 AM and they're like, "We can tell this isn't over yet. Something's gonna come to light. Trump's not actually gonna be seated." By the way, this mirrors QAnon, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
Oh, for
QAnon, and then
sure.
in QAnon, then they do, January 6th, and then My Pillow guy, Mike Lindell, my neighbor basically, is
Mhm.
going online and like, "Oh, I can tell Trump will be back in office by August," and, like, they were all saying that. So, as a holdout, it gets more and more desperate because these
Mhm.
online people have created this scenario in their head that they are convinced by whatever Satan thing that they're talking to that it's happening, and so they have to I don't even know what this would all be called. All I know is that they're like I keep seeing because when I look for this, they're all bringing up these, like, astrology charts, and I'm like, "This is not scientific."
No.
This is not, and they're like,
Or
"This planet is
evidence-based.
crossing here, and that means" I'm like, "Okay." Um, but it really started at the beginning of August, where they're like, "This astrological thing is happening, and so that means he's gonna die in the first week of August." And then it's like, "Oh, just kidding, it's next weekend." And then, "Oh, just kidding,
Yeah, they
it's"
keep adjusting it.
yeah,
Yeah.
and so now it's the first week of September, and they've been promising people he's gonna die for, like, 4 weeks, and they're calling it Hope Corps, and they're all so like,
Wow. Okay.
it's but this is kind of the problem where I see from, like, mainstream Democrats. This is where their base is. Their base wants Trump gone. They're hopeless, they're disaffected, they don't know what to do. Like, if they really believe that Trump is an authoritarian dictator and he needs to be taken out, yeah, it logically follows that, like, if they really believe that Trump is Hitler, I don't know how they believe that 10 years in when he's been called Hitler the whole time and he's never really done a Hitler thing.
Mhm.
But, like, yeah, I mean, they're gonna cheer on Hitler being taken out of power. The problem is that he's not gonna die because of astrology or because of anything.
Mhm.
But, like, like, mainstream Democrats, like, they have to speak to where the base is at, and where the base is at is they're excited about this. We saw the
Yeah.
same thing with right-wing media and QAnon,
Mhm.
Yeah.
where they would start kinda nodding to it
They
a little
did.
bit.
They had to, like, do a little wink at it, especially when you
Yeah,
had figures like Michael Flynn and
yeah,
other I don't know, people who've
Yeah,
worked in
and it's
past
not
administrations kinda, like, get cryptic about it, but then you just watch this whole like, every now and then, I'll remember an account that was really early on the QAnon stuff, and I'll go, "Oh, man, I wonder what happened to them." Like, they were adamant, like, they knew this what would they call it? The something's coming, the
the
storm is coming,
Kraken
whatever.
or
Yeah, the
something.
Kraken, releasing the Kraken or whatever. And then nothing was released. There was no Kraken. The storm did not materialize. And I'll go and I'll check on their account. And it's like they've resumed normal life and like they don't mention it
And
anymore.
no,
It's like,
yeah.
you need to answer for this. Like, this was silly. Probably shouldn't have gotten swept up in this. Yikes.
I want
Well, everyone's been as they've been all speculating that Trump possibly was dead or his health is at crisis. What they're
Mhm.
speculating is the bruising behind his hand, the swelling in his ankles, that AI image that you mentioned, where
Mhm.
he looked like he had like a mass on his forehead, was clearly an image that they pushed through AI to, what do they
Enhance
call it,
it.
refine it or enhance
Yeah.
it, and it just like made a bump
His
on it.
forehead explode.
They were also using photos. They were speculating that the photos were released by the White House weren't real when actually they were press pull photos. And
Mm.
if you go to the AP or to Getty Images, you can find the original images, and then you can find additional images where he's walking around like a normal human being without any issues, and his
Yeah.
mouth is closed and is not agape like they were speculating.
It's
The other
silly.
one is I had this one thread that started to go viral about how Melania was allegedly at Walter
Yeah.
Reed over the weekend, and this was supposed to be evidence of her being there because Trump maybe was at Walter Reed. And here specifically, it was that she was in the NICU labor and delivery area, which, if you know Melania, it is completely possible that she was visiting the children at Walter
Mhm.
Reed Medical Center and just didn't
Yeah.
announce it. So, but this person points, and this was on Threads, which is very progressive. It says even the staff was confused as to why she was there. Looking at the news reports that Trump has disappeared, I find it a little odd that Melania was randomly roaming the halls of Walter Reed only to follow with the reports of her husband being MIA.
That's so silly. Of course, the staff would be confused. Do you think that they're going to alert and tell every single member of staff at a hospital that the president's wife is going to be at a hospital? Absolutely not. They'd be broadcasting it all of their progressive, stupid TikTok stations. So no, they're not going to tell all these people. Like, come on, use your brain, guys.